All right, a shocking drug discovery at the White House, sparking a blizzard of speculation. Fox News can confirm that cocaine was indeed found in the West Wing on Sunday while President Biden and his family were away at Camp David. The Secret Service discovering the white powder in a what they called working area during a routine inspection. It caused a brief evacuation, with fire and emergency crews responding to a 911 call to the White House, weighing in today and pointing out that there could be a lot of suspects.
Where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many White House, West Wing, I should be even more specific, West Wing visitors come through this particular area. When people visit the West Wing, there is the area of the West Wing where it is highly traveled, and that is what happens. People come through this particular area. It's highly traveled. I'm just not going to get into specifics. We do have West Wing tours that occur here on campus. They happen in this particular past couple of days. They happen on Friday, they happen on Saturday and Sunday.
The White House also dodging questions left and right on the cocaine caper.
So what's preventing a visitor from bringing in anthrax or something that's not magnetic into the White House?
No, look, Weijia, I totally understand the question, but it is under investigation.
Does the White House support the prosecution of this individual?
I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Would the president be?
Woo! Got some of that cocaine. That's some of that. Oh man, do I got a car around here somewhere? Got some of that. This is funny, but it's not funny at the same time. It's funny because of how wild it is. Like, what in the actual, F word is going on here? I mean, I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing at this point. Hunter, come to the stage, please. Seems that you forgot your stash. All right. But this is just my, and I love what the reporter asked there. What's stopping someone from bringing something very deadly in there? If you could just waltz in with that cocaine, what's stopping somebody from walking in with some anthrax or something crazy? Because clearly you can get in with the coke. And I ain't talking about the soda either. This stuff is wild, man. And then she said, I'm not going to get into that when asked, does the White House support prosecuting this individual? That's pretty telling, if I do say so myself, if we're reading the tea leaves here. All right. But man, and of course, as always, if this was Uncle Trump, the entire mainstream media would be running this on a loop 24/7. Now, I will give leftist media a grain of credit because they did slightly cover it. I did see it on some leftist media. I did. I'll be fair on that. But if it was Trump, they would be airing it 24/7 non-stop. It's crazy. Let's jump in.
Satisfied with, sir, this is a busy room and we found some cocaine. We don't know who brought it.
So let's see what the Secret Service says, right?
How determined is the president to get to the bottom of who brought illegal drugs into the White House?
The president thinks it is incredibly important to get to the bottom of this.
I would love to be able to say the president's mad, and then they can't do that.
They should blame you.
Totally.
They should say that they found it in a My Little Kitty coin purse.
For a while.
Yeah.
They should just blame Uncle Trump. Like they always do. It was Trump's fault. Trump left it. Actually, that would be pretty hilarious if they tried to pull that one off.
I used to take one of those to the working area of the
Cocaine?
White House. No, the purse. The little pony purse.
Did you see what they did though?
What did they do?
It went from it was found in a library, highly specific, to a working area, and they kept stressing this over and over again. The possibility of suspects are endless. We'll probably never get to the bottom of this one. It'll be another unsolved mystery. And our media, who generally love to pursue a great story, when it's a Republican, will not do anything on it. And I know that sounds so repetitive, the shoe on the other foot thing, but it is true that if this were, in the last couple of weeks, we've had a trans activist burying her breasts. We find coke. It's like it's like they're running a low-rent strip club. Yes. But I also do love how the media pounces on the right for bringing up Hunter, as if, he isn't the most obvious culprit. Is there somebody else we're missing, media? Should we be talking about Kamala's laughter? Is that what you would prefer? But this is a guy who leaves drugs, guns, and laptops everywhere. He got thrown out of the Navy for a coke. He got thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. It's hard to get thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. Trust me, I have tried. And then, of course, he was just at the White House. So I guess, Occam's razor, this is the most obvious thing that could happen. But I love the fact that, if you bring it up, it's typical, you'd bring up Hunter. What about a father's love for his son?
Right. And
How dare you?
He's an addict in recovery.
How dare you?
And he is an addict in recovery. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's one hell of a recovery.
Corinne
Sign me
Jean-Pierre,
up.
Judge, she was also asked if they would be going, any of the staff within the West Wing would be undergoing testing, drug testing. Watch her here.
Will any White House staffers be undergoing drug testing as part of this investigation?
White House is subject to rigorous guidelines that include drug testing, and so we will take any action that is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of the Secret Service. Just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Her ambivalence in her answer in not answering is consistent with the ambivalence about, will the White House prosecute? Why would you not say, we are going to prosecute? We have to send the message here. It is illegal. You don't bring it into the White House. If you're a staffer high on cocaine, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a staffer who brings cocaine in, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a tourist, and how many think a tourist would do this? You think you're going to get past the incredible screening, get past the canines, get past everything if you're a tourist, and who's going to dare do it?
And then, once you get through all those things, then take it out of your pocket and put it in the cubbyhole.
Leave it there. But the amazing thing is, Greg touched on this, for the D.C. hazmat people said it's in the library. There's a tape recording. Dana, where is the library? The library is in the East Wing, where the president's family is, and not the West Wing, where the public and the press go through. But let me continue that train of thought, because I am a prosecutor, and this kind of stuff makes me crazy. Number one, the purpose, and let me say this, Secret Service agents are ready to take a bullet for the president. But I want to ask you, the Secret Service job is to protect the president and his family. The Secret Service is the one that retrieved the gun from that basket, that garbage can outside the school. The Secret Service are the people who went to where Hunter bought the gun and tried to get the pistol permit application, that is the substance of a crime right now, away from the shop owner, but he wouldn't give it to them. So here we have a White House that wants to manage every aspect of our lives, what drugs we can take, what drugs we can't take, whether we should go to work, whether we should go to school, whether we should do this or that. But a little cocaine in the White House, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I mean, it's outrageous the way they responded.
Joey, the White House demanded a second test, because it's almost as if they're like, gosh, we really hope it's anthrax and not cocaine, because that story's really bad for us.
Yeah, so it's going to be really hard for the White House to come out strong against this person. I mean, just think about it. What if this person is a staffer there? And they come out and say, you know what, I just work really hard. They expect me to work 18 hours a day. I'm stressed out. I fell into this bad habit. My family member died. It was tragic. I'm struggling to keep up. I've become an addict. I'm a victim of my own device or my own vices. And I need help is what I need. I just need help. I mean, this is an administration that, if in no other way than through their own silence, supports the broad progressive policy in communities and cities around the country that says doing drugs is not an immoral thing. It's a sign of victimhood. Drug crime unfairly prosecutes people. Their position as a party from coast to coast is to make excuses and to provide some sort of redemption path for someone who does drugs or is addicted to drugs, not provide consequence. So how can you support Gavin Newsom or his entire state on this and come out hard on somebody that might work for you that got caught with a little bit of cocaine? I mean, they've put themselves in a place where I don't see how they can come down hard on them, and not be called out for hypocrisy by the further left.
I'd like to put myself, Jessica, in the shoes of any press secretary and imagine what it would have been like on a Sunday night of the holiday weekend when you think, I'm going to have like 2 days here where I can just catch my breath, spend some time with my family, and you get the call that says, hey, heads up, they found cocaine in the White House.
Well, it seemed like a joke, right, when I saw it circulate.
Hunter knew what happened.
On Twitter, I thought it was like the perfect July hoax, right?
Too
like
on the nose. Or in the
up
nose.
the nose. And
I honestly thought the same thing. I'm going to be completely honest. When I first saw it, I was actually on Twitter. I was scrolling through Twitter, see what's going on, right? I scroll through social media periodically just to stay up on any big news or anything that breaks. And I saw like cocaine was trending. And I was like, what? So of course I click on it, to read through the thread or the tweets under the trending tab where it said cocaine. And it said cocaine found in the White House. And I was like, wait, what? Nah. This administration is the worst ever in, it's wild and crazy, but, in the White House? Nah, that's got to be a hoax. That's crazy. So I just kind of brushed it off. And then, I can't remember if I think it was later that same day. I saw more about it. And I was like, hold on, this actually might be true. I think this was yesterday? Or no, was it? It might have been yesterday. I think it was yesterday where it was trending, or the day before yesterday. I don't know. But initially, I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was fake. No, there's no way this is true. No way. Absolutely not. But I guess you really can't put anything past this administration. Literally the worst ever. Got cocaine in the White House. I mean, my goodness.
every joke was taken before you could get back on TV, which must have been devastating for you, Greg. But it did. Like, you have a son who's was an addict, is openly in recovery. Suddenly there's a little baggie of coke. He met up with his dad before they went to Camp David. Did he slip into the visitor place and, just stash something in a cubby hole? Like, it was all too insane. But of course, they're riveted by it on Sunday evening. And then you have the people who, people are defending the family, obviously saying it's too on the nose, in the nose, whatever. And then you have the people who are out to, get Hunter no matter what, who are, tracing things. It turns into one of those, like, remember the show Homeland, one of those boards where there are red line, red strings connecting. And then he went here, and I'm sure he talked to so-and-so. And it's all really just concerning on a national security level. And I think that was the best question that was asked. What if anthrax now can get in easily? How is this conceivable that cocaine got in there, if not from someone who works in there and could get it in a
There are
basis?
lots of cameras in the White House. I don't know.
I bet they're going to blame it on a worker, like somebody that cleans.
take-
That's what they'll do. 'Cause, that's the easiest way out. Is just
Well,
it was
first
an
of all-
overnight worker.
But there's a glassine bag. Are there fingerprints on the bag? Did they
Right.
protect the bag?
DNA,
Did they collect it in the proper way?
Well, and we know it's not Hunter because Hunter's a man of the people. He's a crack guy. This is
Yes.
cocaine. This is way
Cocaine.
too white collar.
Yes.
Can you imagine, though, like if you invited, because on those holiday weekends, you do get a lot of friends and family asking
He graduated from the cheap stuff.
you, can you please give us a tour while we're in town for the fireworks? And so you go in
Yeah.
on the weekend. You
Yeah.
say, can you imagine how many people are calling their friends and family going, did you just screw my life over?
Yeah.
Because you better fess up
Oh,
right
man.
now.
That would have been a good thing, Hunter, like getting his dealer in on a tour. That's a great way to get your drugs in.
That's not bad.
That's
I mean,
a great.
It's another red string connecting.
Bring back the West Wing show. You've got writers right here on the 5.
Goodness gracious, man. What a poop show. What a poop show. And, listen, as long as Joe is on that ticket in 24, I'm happy stuff like this continues to happen. Now, I do want to say, I don't want too much of this to happen, because if too much happens, then Joe might get pushed out a little too soon. I want Joe and Kamala on that ticket in 24 next year. So while, us Republicans, we might be celebrating, we might be happy, we do have to be careful. And I don't think a lot of people are touching on this. We do have to be careful because if he's pushed out too early, then that could lead us to a tougher competitor in the form of either Michelle or possibly Gavin. I mean, anybody, honestly, is better than is going to be tougher competition than Joe and Kamala at this point. For the obvious reasons, Joe is just a mumbling, bumbling, stumbling mess. And then also under his administration, it's been terrible. It's been a horrible time. It has not been a fun time. So they've got some things working against them currently that I don't think they'll be able to overcome, not even by a long shot. And so if too much piles on them too early, then we could be in a little bit of trouble. Some stiffer competition, which, I'm all for competition when it comes to sports, but when it comes to my country, I want the easiest match possible. And right now, it is the guy who is allegedly, it's the administration that is allegedly bringing some of that cocaine into the White House. Okay, so we do have to be careful in the things that we celebrate and also, kind of push as well. We got to pick our battles, in my humble opinion. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you just want to see this administration sink now? I don't, personally, for the reasons that I explained earlier. This has to be a timed approach, and that's why I've kind of been a little hard on Republican politicians more recently because of the whole investigations and whatnot. I'm like, I feel like it's too early to be trying to bury Biden and impeachment. Like, that should be pushed back a little bit further, at least closer to go time in 24, to where it's too late for them to replace him. You do it now, they can easily replace him with Gavin and Michelle or something, right? So I think there has to be a bit more strategy involved in this. But that's just my humble opinion. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below. Thank you for watching until this point. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love. I'm out.